Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back for the Sunday Unfiltered MUFC podcast. You know the score, people. We are here on a Sunday talking all things Manchester United. And the football is finally back, man. We got game on Tuesday. Finally, international break is over. Finally, all of this FA Cup is over. And we can get into football, proper football, man. And we're here to discuss it with the gang. Big up to man like Ash Meppers in the building. Ash, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, all good. Glad the international break's over. Get that out of the way. Frustrating. Although I will say it's not been as bad because we went into it having won a couple of games. So, not won a couple of games, but not lost a couple of games. Is what I mean to say. And then Nottingham on Tuesday. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, now all good, chilling. Just excited to be on the show and chat to the boys and that, and to chat and make sure you're hitting the likes and stuff, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. Big up to Double A as well. Big up to you. How you doing, man?
Total opposite to you. I'm absolutely fuming at the international break. I actually thought we had another week to go. I don't think we were playing. I thought, yeah, let's go, man. I was fully invested. I'm not even into it. I might even watch one international game. I've done anything but do anything about football, bro. It's been absolute dream. And now I've got to go and watch us play City on Sunday. So that'll be fun. Obviously, I know we got Forest before that, but yeah, genuinely didn't know we were playing Forest Tuesday. But I mean, like Ash is saying, I mean, it's getting to, I say business end of the season. It's getting to the end of the season now. Fewer games left. It's just about getting through it and backing this team, see how far we can actually go. Obviously, only one competition, but yeah, I mean, international breaks aren't fun, are they? They're absolutely terrible. So the fact that that's over and done with now, we can get back to proper football is a relief. That's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But good to be back with the boys. Obviously, the best.
Yeah, good to be. Yeah, good to see you back.
And you three, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've got man like Flawless in the building as well. Flawless, what you saying?
I'm good, man. Blessed for having me as always, man. Much appreciated, Saeed. Obviously, big up to Ash. Great to have Double A back as well. It feels like a minute since we've all four of us have been on the show, so it's good to have the crew back together. And yeah, international break. It's always dry. International break. It's always dry, and you get nonsense rumors because people are bored and things of this nature. So you know how it is. But yeah, man, the football's back. Hopefully, United can continue some form of good form. Carry on, get the season over with, and try to do what we can in the Europa League, pretty much, because the Premier League's done and dusted, and has been for a while.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up to everyone. Obviously, Eid Mubarak to everyone as well, celebrating around the world. Big up to anyone who's celebrating Mother's Day as well with the families and that. So big up to everyone, man, that's celebrating around the world, man. Eid Mubarak and happy Mother's Day, man. Smash a like on the video, guys. We've got over 400 in the building already. Hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. Mods, get on the likes. Big up to already Venetia. She's in the chat saying, like the video, guys, and share it, please. Yeah, man. Big up to Venetia always. We've got a lot to discuss. We've got Bruno Fernandes, Cunha, Amarin season. How can it, develop? We've got the Europa League. But we've got to start with the Bruno news, which is a bit of a 50-50 news because there was a news circulating today that, again, Real Madrid, again, I don't know why, there's always a few stories with Real Madrid and Bruno, that they want to buy Bruno Fernandes in a 19 million transfer target for Real Madrid. And from the Sunday Express, again, not the greatest of sources, but it came out today. I made no kind of no bother of it. But then obviously I started to see it circulate online a lot. And then I was like, okay, cool. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. But I don't see it really happening, if I'm being honest with you, man. Like, Bruno Fernandes is here to stay. You know what I mean? Like, whether we like it or not, whether we want all of these transfer news or not.
Really? You telling me you don't believe it, Saeed? Really? Nah, you shocked, man? I am astonished. I am.
Yeah.
Because you don't think Real Madrid want Bruno Fernandes,
No. They don't.
You're telling me they don't?
Nah, man. Bro,
listen. Man, who better to replace him than Bruno Fernandes, man?
Saying that, Marcel said that Bruno's better than Modric anyway.
Hey, Marcel, I stand with you, man. I stand with you. Sorry.
Yeah. I think Bruno Fernandes will retire at Man United. I don't see him leaving anytime soon. I just can't. I can't. Like, honestly, United. This is like United's like golden child. This is the one that's a savior. The club love him. He loves the club. It's one of them where I just don't see it, bro. I can't see Bruno Fernandes ever leaving. If he was to leave, and Real Madrid would buy him, I think it would cause an absolute uproar in the fan base to be like, you know what, man? What have we done? You've let go of Rashford. You've let go of Bruno. The soul's gone out of the club. We're broke. And that's what you're doing now. You're trying to get sales, etc., through our best players. What we're doing here, It would cause a massive. And I don't think United and Jim Ratcliffe are able to even think of doing that. If they were to even think of doing that, it's game over, guys. For them, it's game over. Game over. So 90 million for a 31-year-old as well. Remember, Real Madrid don't even operate like that anyway, to be honest with you.
No, especially at the minute. They clearly, they like players to whittle down the contracts. Obviously, Liverpool fans are having an absolute nightmare with one of their players doing just that right now. They did it with Mbappe. They're not going to go and spend 90 million on Bruno Fernandes either, who's 31. Like, I know his contract's till 2027. Again, it's 2 years, two and a bit years on a contract. They ain't going to spend that much money. It doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make footballing sense. As much as I think Bruno's clearly been our best player this season, and again, that's similar to saying Delors was last season. It's been a shower of shit every which way. But that being said, he has performed. So you start to get them links when a player's performing. But he's only really been, I'd say, fantastic, but really good form the last sort of 3-4 weeks anyway. So with Modric possibly going, it could be a replacement for him. But for 90 million, you could probably go and get 2 or 3 players.
I know.
That could play in that position anyway. So where's the link? What Bruno Fernandes all of a sudden? It doesn't make sense. I don't think I could see him retiring at United. I think I could see him whittling. I could see him whittling down his contract and then maybe going somewhere, going to Spain for a couple of years or back to Sporting.
Z's on a madness. Z's in New York right now. I know Z's in New York, and he's probably in Harlem right now. Split ever, mate. You know what I'm saying? Like he's he's crazy, man. Yo, Z, you're mad. You're mad, Z.
The trolling started early today, and the trolling
Z's mad right now. I can't lie.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like,
so I don't see it. I just think it's a stupid one.
Take that comment off the screen, Saeed.
He's
sorry.
It's just one of them. It's just one of them weird Sunday newspaper stories, isn't it? We used to see them all the time, like United getting linked with Davids, with Ronaldo, like R9. We used to see it all the time back in the day. I just think it's one of them. Like it'll be forgotten about in a couple of days.
Why did I don't get why they target Bruno like that. I don't know if it's one of them where because they've done this a couple of times where they've been like, oh, Bruno. Big club are after him, etc.
The same reason they
pick up his profile, aren't they?
It's also go on, Ash. Go on.
Sorry for he's not the fan favorite that they want him to be. Like there is a little bit of division there with Bruno. There's a frustration. You see, hear it with Roy Keane on the overlap, slagging him out. You know what I mean? He was having none of it, and a lot of fans get behind that. Whereas if you start to hear, it happened with Garnacho, didn't it? He starts to get linked with Real Madrid. All of a sudden, it gets the casual on board. It gets the average man, the everyman going. You know what? Well, if Real Madrid like him, then he must be good. He must be a superstar. So I feel like a lot of it's like PR. Do
you agree with this argument? By the way, like where would Man United? Because I always get this. Whenever when I'm out and about here in Manchester, they always say to me, "Yo, you're too harsh on Bruno, man. Leave Bruno alone. Where would we be without him?" And I'm like, brother, we're sitting 13th, We're having the worst season ever. We had the worst season last season. And then they say, yeah, but we were relegated without Bruno. I said, come on, man, relax. We're not going to be relegated, man. The teams below us have shown us that they're incapable of being consistent. You know the ones there. So we're not going to get relegated. But honestly, guys, that's the biggest thing that Bruno Fernandes, like the fans, they say, where would we be without him? Like, is that an overstated statement? Or is that something that, you can say, if I look at it on the flip side, say, he's getting the GA, he's getting the goals and whatnot, But then again, I see Ricky cuss him out the other day. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Ricky was like, "Yo, he's getting the goals."
Because
Yeah, Ricky cooked him, bro.
Doesn't like him.
Right,
Yo,
yeah,
Ricky-
because he is a net negative for all the goals and assists that he does get. And there was a great thread on it as in regards to his assists, which if you actually look at who he's getting assists against is a whole different conversation. But it's two parts to people like, oh, where would we be without him? Let us fucking see. Because we're not great with him. I want to see. Let us see. Because if we actually do get relegated, all of you lot talking all this nonsense about him might actually leave with him, which I'm all for. Because I think it's absolutely outrageous that we're sat in 13th, we're 14th, we're 15th, we're 16th, we're talking about relegation, and people want to defend these players. That's what doesn't make any sense. A staunch defense when we have been woeful, and it's not a one-off. We had our worst ever season of 3 seasons ago, then at the time with Bruno. We then followed that up by having our worst ever season with Bruno. We've now followed it up again. I think it's 3 out of the last 4 seasons have at that time been our worst ever seasons, and people will still defend it. I think genuinely we could get relegated, and people would say, oh, it would be like, people would still defend it. People would still say, all right, well, we had a fighting chance of staying in the Premier League. We would have been caught adrift without him. Or if we were in the Championship and we fell short, people would be like, we wouldn't have made the playoffs without him. And if we didn't make the playoffs in the Championship, people would be like, well, we had a fighting chance of getting in the playoffs because of him. People will just defend him regardless and ignore his obvious faults. GNA, I have no issue with Bruno. It's his overall game. People will complain about our midfield being bad. People will complain about us being unable to control games. And then Bruno will have a game where he has a 60% pass accuracy, or 65, or 58. And then they wonder why. If you have it, there's no way you should be playing in the pivot in the Premier League and your pass accuracy is 55% or 60%. Means more often than not, every time you get the ball, you are giving it away to the opposition. And that excludes him not pressing well and all of these things of this nature. But in regards to this rumor, if Manchester United were playing in the FA Cup quarter-final today or yesterday, it's not a conversation.
No conversation, yeah.
It's not a conversation. It's because the FA Cup was going on and all the big guns are out. It's like, all right, how do we cause a news story? I seen a Maino Palmer swap deal rumor going around a few days ago. This is what I'm saying. It's a whole heap of nonsense. People got to get clicks and retweets. Right, that's what it is. Boy.
Yeah. No, I'm saying Man United are a team that you could use like stories in. You know what I mean? You could generate stories.
We're talking about it right now.
You're going to get clicks. United are always going to get clicks. I would say on the argument, you know, and this again, it's so strange because as soon as you criticize a player or you highlight elements in a player's game you don't like or you think they could do better, as someone who sits on there and talks about football, straight away it's but where would we be without him? And his father says, we shit with him, without him, so it doesn't really matter. It's all the argument is almost like your girl cheats on you, everyone knows it, but yet you turn to when your boys are like, why? But she cheats on you, bro. And you think, but look how she wears them jeans, bro. Look how she fits in them jeans. Like she looks back, she's banging, bro. Doesn't matter. Hey, you're still getting mugged off regardless, isn't it? Look how she looks in them jeans, you know. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
man.
I'm laughing because I've had one, not with the girl cheating on him, but I'm like, one of my boys, like the girl was bad for him, and he said that exact statement. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm laughing. He said they hit that exact statement.
This is it. And it's how she looks at them jeans, bro. It's calm, isn't it? At the end of the day, does he need better players around him? Yes. Could he be improved upon? Yes. Is he doing things in the last few weeks that shows his importance to this team right now? Yes. But at the end of the day, it's been an absolute shit season, and he's been a part of it. Let's not forget how he was in the first half of this season. He was absolutely terrible. Someone said before, he had all the red cards. He was Hollywood Ball FC. He was absolutely terrible. So let's not start jumping off a cliff and saying, but if Real Madrid want him, he's brilliant and he's worth 90 million. He's not worth 90 million. That's all.
You know, also as well, it comes from the fact that United maybe this season have to sell one of their big sellable assets. And obviously they played on that story, the fact that, you know what, if they're picking Bruno as one of them, It could be Mainu one week. Like
you can't even say the shit with a straight face, Saeed.
I'm saying like
the Bruno thing I'm talking about to Real Madrid. Sorry, go on. Carry on.
Yeah. So because United are under financial, I don't know, PSR, whatever, you got the whole Mainu situation, which I can't lie. I think the Mainu situation might be overblown. You know, I think because he's been injured, right, and he's not been playing, there's been situations happening around him, and it's becoming more apparent that he might want more money or whatnot. And then it's like I feel like because we have to maybe sell a big target, there's news coming out, and it's going to be like, well, is it Bruno? Well, is it that player? Well, is it this player? What is it? What? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So for me, in an ideal world, I would love to sell Bruno Fernandes so we can stop having this debate about Bruno, and we can actually have a team where we can, you know, I don't know, like we can have actually a proper team, you know what I mean? And we can play a brand of football that is more of a team game rather than playing to individuals and whatnot, and him carrying us. And I don't like the idea of one player carrying a team, man. Like when I watch Barcelona, right, for example, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Lewandowski, you got the fullbacks as well. Like even De Jong now starting to come in form now. Like
Gavi, the better players.
Yeah, like you got a team for me that you can say, you know what, it's a team game. I prefer that. I want that. Man United needs that. United needs a team now more than ever, rather than a hero guiding us to where we need to be. Do you know what I mean? And we having hero maybe moments from certain players, and it's like, oh, but Bruno's the one that carries us. And why is that player not carrying us? And why, like, bro, we need to look at the whole team, bro. And that's where I look at this United. Like, we have to move forward from that. Like, hero, this guy's carrying us.
Carry us to some. How about you carry us to some success? If you go carry us, when people say carried us to what? That's why that's always my thing is I'm all good if people want to say one man team and the player is this and he's that and he's top class. Okay, carry us to what exactly? Because anytime that we've won anything, you ain't been the best player.
He has against shit teams. Do you know what I mean?
No. I'm saying like in the competition. So when we won the FA Cup, he wasn't our best player in the FA Cup.
Yeah, for sure. He
played his
one of those, isn't it?
Don't get me some stuff, but he did the best player for me.
But now I back you what you're saying there, Flawless, because he only plays to a standard that's not good enough. You know what I mean? Like he plays good. He's a flat track bully. To use the old saying, he's good against average teams, and that's about it. And not just that, it's all about the individual. He only ever really makes himself look good. You've never seen him prop up his teammates. Do you know what I mean? Assists this past couple of seasons. He's maxing out at maybe eight or 9 assists. You need more than that if he's going to be the main player in your team. Like, if he's going to be that guy. Look at our strikers over the last 2-3 seasons. We've been struggling to score goals. He's supposed to be the dedicated assistant in this team. Do you know what I mean? He's supposed to be the guy who's creating goals and getting goals. But he's not creating for our forwards. We've seen Højlund struggle. We've seen Xerxes struggle. We've seen in the past, the players around him struggle. Bruno, unfortunately, how many times we see he's selfish. He does take that extra shot. He does, is that Hollywood ball in behind. And it's unfortunate that, the team is kind of built around him because he's not good enough for the top level. And we've seen that now, do you know what I mean? And he's not able to get the best out of his teammates around him. Top players, they can do that. Do you know what I mean?
I think, I have to disagree with that, Ash. I think he if we had better forwards who could score goals, and I ain't talking strikers, but when you're passing to the likes of Rashford, Antony, and Garnacho, who are greedy and want to score for themselves,
you never get the ball in the box. Though, double A.
If you had Harry Kane,
he'd be going mental on assists, mate.
There's a reason that he's not around them players.
He don't get those numbers. I could, you know what? I could back that, but he doesn't get those numbers for Portugal with the assists either. Do you know what I mean? And he has players in front of him. He doesn't get those assist numbers, and the amount of times our players come off the field with having how many chances? 3 chances, maybe 2 chances in a game. You've seen it with Højlund, you've seen it with Xerxes. We've seen it with players that they just don't get the chances. He doesn't feed the forward line in anywhere near enough like he should.
I noticed that, He will feed, I feel like, open space and transition where you could, but I feel like, why is there this kind of feeling that he doesn't really, like, in terms of strikers, we don't really see a direct assist many into the strikers. Like,
it's not feeling, it's because we watch the game. I say it all the time. For someone who's supposed to be the best chance creator in the league and the best chance creator in Europe, I always say this: what attackers of ours are constantly missing chances. As much as they're not good enough, our attack is terrible.
Yeah,
we
can
our
admit that.
attack is dreadful. So this is no way me defending our attackers.
But it's not like Darwin Núñez, is it? At Liverpool, Darwin Núñez, you're missing him, chance after chance after chance after chance. And you know, this guy's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? There's people even backing up Haaland thinking this guy could be a player, but he's just not getting the chances.
Like, that's not all down to Bruno, though. He's putting it like it's all down to Bruno.
He's a part
of it. But you never see him feed the ball into the box.
You never see Rashford do it. You never see Andy do it.
The last one I remember was Zlatan. He was the last striker that I remember we had when he scored, I think he scored 20, 25 in the season, whatever it was, but he missed the whole boatload. It might have been the season we won the Europa League, I can't remember. That's it. None of our other strikers, as much as I don't rate the likes of Ronaldo, and you can say what you want about Martial and Højlund not being good and Lukaku, etc., they didn't miss a whole heap of chances. They haven't. Before him, we struggled. Don't get misunderstood. Our attack's been terrible for a long time, but you are a part of that. Because if our attack was flying, guess what? You would get credit for that. Because when it was flying, lockdown season, when we had him and Greenwood was there and Martial is there and Rash, they all took credit because that attack was incredible. And we were slapping teams, breaking records in terms of scoring goals. But now it's bad. It's everyone else. No. If you're the leader, lead us. You're the leader, lead us.
Lead us, yeah.
Well, you're saying there, though, Saeed, that passes into spaces, passes out wide and stuff, that actual direct ball into the box, you know, that ball cutting line through the middle. I don't see Bruno make that pass through the middle. Do you know what I mean? It's a rare thing.
Yeah.
We don't have strikers that get in space to find.
No. But the thing is, though,
strikers ain't making them runs.
But will Bruno get that? Like, for example, now we get Osimhen next season, right? And we ain't seeing the chance creation, and we're not seeing that. Like, and then it's gonna be like, yo, but Osimhen's not good, and get him out. And you know, it's like, what's the measuring stick for me? One thing I will say about Bruno, and I give him the benefit of the doubt, is that he doesn't maybe shy away from responsibility. You know what I mean? Like others, like say now, for example, I'll see Rashford hiding away from responsibility. I'll see other players like not trying to get involved. One thing Bruno will do is try and get involved, maybe too much to his own detriment, but he won't shy away from getting involved. But now it's like, for me, and I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it, the litmus test for this manager will be, where does Bruno fit eventually in this system? Where? Because if we go and buy a ball playing 6 next season alongside, I don't know, an Ugarte or whoever we go and buy, again, maybe it might be another position. Does Bruno play in the 10 role, or does Bruno play in the 6 role? Like, where does he occupy? Like, what is his position that's like his own? Like, we clearly know that he's not a 6, but he's doing a job for now. In the 10 role, I've seen it in my own eyes. He doesn't suit that 10 role because there's a lot you've got to do in that 10 role. You know what I'm trying to say? And then it's a case of, right, who then gets the ball from deep and then creates. So it's a difficult one for Amorim to kind of juggle. And that's why it's a big, big season for the manager next season, if he is still here. But it's a big season to where he occupies Bruno. Because for me now, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of maybe where everyone is for now. Like, maybe players are not playing their right position. Dalot is there, here and there. Mazarawi's here and there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, right now, it don't make sense, some of the stuff that the manager does. But next season, it going to have to make some sense. If you don't make it sense next season, a lot of people will be on your neck. A lot of people will be saying, yo, Wagwan, Amorim, what are you doing? So, for now, I'm tolerating Bruno until the end of the season. But next season, I need to understand what the system is, where everyone's playing, and is everyone suited to that specific role. If you're not, please know, what is it? Square pegs in round holes. We've done it. We've seen it. Enough is enough. No more of that. No more playing a player for the sake of his name. No more playing a player because obrigado. No more playing a player because, you know what, I haven't got any options. No, you play players in their right position and we're balanced. If we don't have that next season, that's where the conversation will have to happen. For now, it's going to be a bit of a mismatch. You know, I can see that happening. It is going to be. So,
but that's the whole team. Most of the teams are mismatched. You got Garnacho in a 10 playing on the wing. It does. None of it makes sense, mate.
None of it makes sense.
He's doing what he has to do to get through games. I personally think he's going to push Bruno back into one of them 2 6s. Mate.
What is his best position?
Mate, I agree with Saeed. He can't play in the 10 because we know he can't keep hold of the ball, can he? It's that hot potato.
No.
How are we meant to maintain possession with a player that feels like he has to get rid of it? Like, it's like we all remember growing up, 2-touch, get it, pass it straight away. That's what he's carrying that into his professional game, and I think he is rash, and he is. It's one of them. I am sick and tired of seeing him at Old Trafford just lever the ball up the field aimlessly, countless times. Not even looking to break properly, just levers the ball for no reason when no one around him or anything like that. It does need addressing. It does need, but we thought Amorim might have be able to hone him, and there was a period where the Hollywood balls were less and less. But I think in the main, with this, just going back to the point of, where would we be without Bruno? I think the biggest thing that they say about it, or what I think they mean, is the attitude and his application.
Yeah.
If we had more players like that, we would be better off.
Yeah,
we would be better off. Do you know what I mean? When they throw the GAs, that pisses me off. But it's all, we all know the mentality. He stands alone in terms of mentality. I think probably.
Not just mentality, fitness as well. Like always fit.
Yeah.
Durability. Durability. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I generally agree with that. I think for me, durability, know-how, playing for the badge, etc. Like, I actually get it. Like, what I mean? He epitomizes a lot of United in terms of that spirit, but ultimately, quality has to come into it. You know what I mean? And have we shown enough quality from the team? I mean, I don't always want to look at Bruno, but what happens is the fan base force Bruno onto me. So then I'm like, well, go on then. Deliver there, then deliver now. And it's like, you shouldn't really look at Bruno to be the catalyst for the whole team. You shouldn't really. Like, it's not a one-man team. I don't want to do that.
Was talking about there in regards to all of them things us four would showcase if you give us a shirt.
Yeah,
no, but he
all four of us would showcase those things that Double A just named in terms of the right attitude and staying fit and we do it at 10% of the 10% of his feet. Here this is why we're 13th. This is why we are where we are, because this is what we have to look to. And it's not just him before anyone says it, but that's what we're started talking about the show. You can literally pick a name and pick a number, and we can criticize heavily. That's everyone. Everyone knows I want all of these lot gone, pretty much. Anyone who's been here for any significant amount of time, including him. But you mentioned it. People always bring him up, and you get nonsense like, where would you be without him? Where are we with him? Where would you be without this girl when you're in a terrible relationship? Where am I without her? My mental health's in the bin. Physical health is in the bin. What we talking about here?
Listen, big up to a couple of super chats coming. Where's Andy Tate? He's not been on the podcast for a minute. Listen, Andy Tate's not been there for a while, but like I said, man, Andy Tate's always welcome back, man. And big up to Andy Tate, man. You know what I mean? He's always watching, you know what I mean? Busy man, Andy. Busy man, but big up to Andy Tate always, man. Super Archers, for me, I always saw Bruno as a stat hoarder, should I say. Does enough to get notice and get by, act good for a few games, and then disappear. There you go, man. There you go. But listen, I think for me, like I said with Bruno Fernandes, he's Marmite. You either like him or you don't. Simple. And then if you're on that side, you're on that side. You're gonna love him. If you're not, then you're not. Simple as that. So yeah, is what it is on that Bruno debate. Guys, there's over 900 in the building. Please hit the like button if you can. Let's get these likes up to at least 300. We're on 215. I don't know if you might have seen the Cunha news. I don't know if it's, you know what I mean? I don't know if we're out of the race. I don't know what's going on, but he says
he said, yeah, we out of the race.
Yeah, are we out of the race?
We out of the race.
Are we out of the race?
We out of the race, man. We out of the race.
I'm in hype.
Unless we add a couple more zeros to that contract, or the incentives, or give him an extra house, or I don't know, buy his family something back. You know what I'm saying? In Brazil, yeah. So
you have to buy in the whole of Brazil. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But then again, you know what though? Then again, like everyone's kind of apart from Liverpool and Man City, everyone's out the race. Then, like, why should Arsenal be in the race? When have they ever been fighting. You know what I mean? They're not.
Oh
they're
yeah,
not-
Arsenal definitely out of the race. They don't
Brother.
win titles. We know that.
Bro,
Yeah,
they lost the league by a point last season, didn't they? Come on, let's
Nah,
not
but
do
we're
that.
not
Let's
winning
not do
titles,
that.
man.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Nah, but I'm doing
You know
it. I'm
what?
being petty.
Actually, Double
Let's
A's
not
right
do
because he
that.
did say fight for titles. And one thing Arsenal do, they might lose.
Oh yeah,
but
they're
they
fight
do
for
fight.
titles.
They do
Yeah.
fight. You gotta give Arsenal
Exactly.
credit. They do fight, man.
They do fight. They fight a
Yeah,
little bit.
so-
They don't fight. They just fight a little bit.
If
fight
they
a
make
little
the fight competitive, if it's boxing, it's like 8-4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I'm gonna be petty, man. Nah, listen, they can fight, but brother, like fight the titles and win it, bro. You know what I'm saying, man?
He didn't
What do
say
you want
win.
to
He
He
said
didn't
fight
say
for
win titles. He said fight for titles. So that's why I'm saying they've
I was definitely going Arsenal then, innit?
He left the
Win?
door
With
open.
an Arsenal today. I don't know if you
But the
see
thing is,
Jokeres. I mean, not
Yeah,
Jokeres. David
he-
Ornstein put this out today, saying that Arsenal have made it him not number one target, but a strong interest. You know, David Ornstein's become like Fabrizio now, man. He's literally like gone on the Fabrizio bandwagon, bro. Like man said, Arsenal's developing strong interest in Victor Jokeres as a possible striker signing. Andre Berto, firm admirer of 26-year-old forward, expected to figure prominently among AFC options and maybe more realistic than Isak. You know, no one's there. So, you know, but then again, like I said, man said Isak the other week. Man said that player, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but like for me, when I look at it here, I don't think we're involved in this race here. I ain't gonna lie to you, but we have to be humble. You know what I mean? Jokeres, I'm not sure if we're involved in this situation right here. But yeah, man, I can't lie. The Cunha ones hurt me. I can't lie. The Cunha one, that's my guy.
He's a quality player. I'm a big fan.
He's a
Cunha would have been perfect for the left-hand role. Now I'm just like, who am I United actually gonna pursue right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a case of getting young, up and coming, developing them? Is it a case?
Free signings like Jonathan David, bro, or like you say, young up and coming players. We have to be massively humble in realizing my expectations for this summer are on the floor, mate. I don't expect United to do anything because you're right in what you're saying. We can expect probably bigger outgoings than we can incomings this summer.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be struggling. You know, the fact that the club are budgeting for 4 years in the Europa League kind of tells you everything around what players we might be looking at. Jokeres, as much as you know, Amorim would want him at the club, it's not going to happen. I don't think we could even pull Osherman. I know he's saying he doesn't care if United are in Europe or not, but we might not even get Europe next season. Is he at his age, 26? Is he going to miss out on 2 seasons in the Champions League or even Europa? I don't think so. I think we're really in the fucking mud here, mate.
Because Quenda was Amorim's boy. Quenda was Amorim's boy. Where did he go? He went to Chelsea.
Yeah, but
that was 2026. We can't wait. We need players for now.
Yeah.
We can't be waiting around like, all right.
Yeah, but imagine that's your guy. That's bro. If I know that, bro, my former boss is there, United, I'm like, bro, I still want to wait to see what he said. Yeah. But Quenda's a strong situation.
Yeah, but I heard he don't want it. Maybe he don't want to play wing back because he's gone back because he's originally a winger, correct?
Yeah, but you find out
playing winger.
I don't believe all that nonsense, man. You find out when you get to a club.
I think that's a thing. I think that's genuinely.
They offer good money as well.
You think so?
They offer good money.
Yeah. I think, don't you think that's a thing where players?
How much do they offer?
Go on.
How much do they offer? Sorry.
It was good like 45, 50 million for him, do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, with extras, they're talking like 60 odd plus million. You know, that's big money. I'm happy for us to walk away from that. You know what I mean? I agree. We've signed so far in this January transfer window. Aiden Evan, I mean, he's been a revelation, do you know what I mean? Fantastic bit of scouting there. You know, you look at Dorgu. I'm happy for us to continue on this way. It's going to be difficult if we don't get Champions League football, we don't win the Europa League. We desperately need a striker, but if we're looking at like a 2-3 year thing where we bring, this is something that we've all wanted, have we not? Do you know what I mean? Have we not wanted to be in a situation where we're buying players that have the potential and have the quality to go and be one of the best players, rather than going buying those ready-made players who come in like we have been doing for the past 10, 15 years and have consistently failed.
There's a way of doing it. Like we should be able to do both. We don't have to do one or the other. And I think United saying that they don't want to buy a 26-year-old because he's too old and they want to go and get 22. It's fucking bullshit. Like 26 is when you are at your peak. It's
prime. We need prime players, man.
Well, it's not getting Zlatan, is it? It's not getting Ronaldo back. It's not getting Cavani because they're on the wrong side. The 26-year-olds are fucking right to come in. We need players to come in and hit the ground running. We can't afford another Hoyland.
Yeah, but that's why I would look at Osimhen. Do you know what I mean? Osimhen's a much more, a better deal to be done there. Whereas you look at Gyökeres, there's going to be a bidding war there. Do you know what I mean? You've got Arsenal involved, you've got teams involved. That's going to be a difficult situation. War.
It's a release clause, so.
It becomes a bidding war because teams say, "Oh well, I'll pay a little bit more," and then the next team comes in and says, "I'll pay a little bit more." It just happens. Do you know what I mean? If he's offered 3 release clauses, or at least if he's offered 3 release clauses there from 3 different teams, he's not going to pick us. Like, there's no reason for him to pick us.
No.
So we're out of that anyway. So we might as well look to Osimhen. Osimhen again.
Bro, he's a Bruno fan, isn't it? Level United.
Because he's direct. Cunha's a lot more direct, isn't he? He's not an assistant.
If you can dribble past someone and play a pass, that is you being creative, by the way.
That's very creative.
Just to clarify, if you can go past the man and then you pass it to someone and then they score, that is you then being creative. It's not necessarily like an incisive through ball. Sorry, Asher, that is madness.
No.
They could use that creative.
They just give anyone YouTube accounts these days, aren't they? Jesus Christ.
No.
Semenyo wasn't good today. He wasn't good today. But,
no, first half he was good. Second half he faded away.
He wasn't good today. But if you want to talk, let's not even do that because Bruno has had many average performance. So let's not even go.
Yeah.
He's had many average performances.
Yeah, you can't just players coming off into that. Do you know what I mean? Have a 2-week break and all that. Do you know what I mean?
We've got to get back into it. No. So if we can do that, if we can just play off one game, we can do that. Everyone's average then because everyone has an average game. So we can easily do that.
Yeah. Suj, I don't think Harry Kane goes to us, man. I know where guys, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I'm not saying Suj, you're doing it, but like, we can't insult our intelligences, man. Like, we gotta just understand where we are, man.
Harry Kane in 2025, a United link is fucking mental. Like, what are we doing?
It's mental, like genuinely,
He's still one. You probably say he's up there now as the best number 9 in the world. Still,
yeah,
he's unbelievable. Why would he want to come to United? In what world does he want to come and play at Manchester United for? He's a fucking. It's a shithole.
What are you kind of? Let me ask you a question, madam. Yeah, what project are you selling here? If you're now, who's our sporting director? Vivell and them man there. Like who's it? Well, if you're Jason Wilcox now, what are you selling now? Right now.
Well, they're winning the league they're winning the league in 2020, aren't they? They got the circus tent going up in 5 years' time. Is that not enough, Saeed? No, is that not
enough? Double A, man, breath of fresh air, man.
Because it's one of them. It is on a knife edge because if you win the Europa League, you're then a Champions League club. But do we expect to win the Europa League? I'm not so sure. I think it's going to be hard. But if you win the Europa League, you can get your chest out and say, "Yo, come join us." I get that. But if you don't win Europa League and you're 13, it's difficult to kind of like.
What you're selling to players is, do you want to, like, if you're the player one, you can get here and play first team football. That's one thing. You can guarantee any player that you go in for that is of any quality. Normally you would have, if you're a top side, you have that conversation. So here we talk about Bruno going Madrid. He's going to sit that. He ain't playing every week. Let's say hypothetically in some mad alternate Marvel DC universe that deal happens. He's not starting every week. That's a conversation. Whereas at Manchester United, if you're a Cunha, if you're a Osimhen, you're sitting down saying, I'm playing. It's not even a conversation. Yeah. Whereas at top teams, it does. And secondly, you go, if you're a success, obviously you show them the other players you're looking to bring in. You can become an absolute legend here. With how bad we are looking for a quote-unquote, all jokes aside, a savior. The next manager and the next set of players that are successful for Manchester United, so get us back to winning Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, will be lauded as gods. Because we still love all the previous. Lauded as they will build, like if Amorim is successful here, they will build a statue outside of the new stadium in his name. If
like Eddie Howe on that.
Yo, it's gonna be godlike, like godlike worship for the players.
You have to call it. They'd have to call it the Amarin Marina, just because if he does,
something like
it does a madness. Do you know
They'll
what I mean?
name a stand after him, 100%. And to bear in mind, it's been 10 years now. We don't look any closer. We don't look close to it currently. So I think that's what you sell to a player is, hey, you can be a legend here and go down in football and history as all our previous legends have done, because they're still loved. All the players that were successful here are still loved. But
did Delo say this a couple of seasons ago that we want to be that group of United players that get us back to the top? Because you're right, they will absolutely be lauded.
He did say that.
Yeah. I remember him saying that, and then he's as shit as he is now, so that don't help anything at all, does it? But
unnecessary, man.
I know. It's just cheap shots on that. If I was United, I'm pushing Amarin out because I think he's the only one I'd listen to where I'd actually believe anything they're saying anyway. So if he's telling me about the project or what he says, because I imagine his vision, I think it's very different to what their vision is. I don't think they're massively aligned in everything they want to do.
You think so?
Not. Bro, he's been lied to.
They say they speak every day and that, and they're saying that Jason Wilcox is the guy that apparently is the one that's the most he's the most involved, and I think Jim Ratcliffe has given him probably the biggest keys in terms of the recruitment at Man United. So, but then this Jason Wilcox might go deep in where in terms of I don't know, like. I heard links to what's that guy called the Metro the other week. He's from former Man City Academy graduate. He might go to players that he looked at before, or maybe abroad, and then kind of maybe that might be a bit too. Because I've seen the price of him, and I see Joe Bellingham links, as well. So
it's all young players, though, isn't it? It's all young players. That's what we're going for. Players, that's what he's been sold. We're going to get you the best young players. You see them linked to Ekatike as well. Do you know what I mean? All young players.
But you know what worries me about that is
because then you can sell them on.
Sell them on.
Yeah.
But if they're successful, and then the Barcelonas and the Real Madrids and dare say it, Liverpool and City's come, Newcastle's come.
We bought players in like Casemiro, Maguire, all of these players. I've really got nothing out of it. Like we've not really got. Our biggest sale is Dan James. We can't get anything out of Anthony. We can't get anything out of Rashford. We have to remain to be seen. They do well at the minute, but like, a lot of the players we're getting, there's nothing really we're getting out of them. Like we bought Højlund. Okay, Højlund might be something that we could possibly get out of. Like I don't know, Italy. I could see Italy spending.
You're talking about you mean here in regards to selling these players? You're talking
selling,
about, right?
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If they go and get players in through the door, like with similar to Chelsea or whatever the model, like. Get players in that are young, up and coming, and then later on you can flip the money and say, you know what?
Yeah, if they don't work
out, but we got profit from that. We got something from that,
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, I don't have any issue with us signing younger players, and it's all well and good them having potential to become better at, let's say, 21, 22, but they need to be of a level. Now, like Ash mentioned it, Heaven. He's nowhere near where as good as he could be when he's 25, 26. Is he currently at a level right now where he plays where we go? Yeah, cool. He has been a revelation. Dorgu, I think, has been a good signing so far for us. Positive impact. How old's he? He's not at his very best. So you have to get players just of a certain standard despite age. And that's where I'm at with it. If you want to go and get the younger players, cool, because we're not chasing down a title. If we was one or two players away, I'd be much more critical of that approach where, hey, go get a couple players to take us over the top here to go and win the league. We're nowhere near that. It's all about becoming a better outfit and more of a competent unit. And you can do that with younger players. I have no issue. That's as critical as I am of Ineos. That's one thing they've done well that I actually like. And we had a good summer window. I like the recruitment pretty much. And then the January window with Dorgu in Heaven as well, I go, okay, that's positive. In what a club that I don't like anything, the few positives are those signings, the like of Maserati, De Ligt, for example. Agate gets stick. Xerxes got better as he's come along as well. So, and Dorgu in Heaven as well. So if we go and have another summer like that, we'll be in better shape. But you mentioned their outgoings. It seems we're doing that because we had good outgoings. Did we not get a record? It was a record fee, right? Overall, I'm talking. We raised over 100 million in sales. So
last was actually decent.
So if we go and do that again, if you go raise 100 million in sales and then that's all then and adding to whatever you're going to spend. That's good for especially for the PSR and things. That I don't think it's that. I don't even say it's that difficult. I don't think it's that far fetched that they can do it. That's why.
Yeah.
And
I think they've looked at it.
Yeah.
They've looked at it as well. They've seen that the age group from 25 to 30, that's not a quality age group. Do you know what I mean? Like you look across world football, that is, it's below the standards. Whereas the lads that are coming through at the moment, from the age of like 18 all the way to like 23, 24, that there's a lot of quality in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We're linked with that Argentinian kid, man. Subieri, something like that.
The centre back.
No, the
midfielder. Centre back as well, weren't we?
Yeah, midfielder who was
midfielder. He did one in the under 18s. Well, yeah.
From River Plate, is he from? I think.
River Plate, yeah. United apparently are heavily looking at him as well. You know what I mean?
But
so
I tend to agree with what Ashley's saying there. Like you look at that pool of players, but you need that experience. We can't be relying on experienced players like Maguire and fucking Bruno. And I know
he likes the lit there.
I know Delete is still 20. Delete is still 25. Do you know what I mean? He's still.
Well, he's super experienced though.
Oh, of course. He's like a Rooney. He's like a Rooney, and he's 3-4 years advanced.
Man's played. Yeah, you got Maserati, like players like that.
We can't just be buying 18 to 21-year-olds. We can't. That's not a way because. 5 years. Do you know?
They might copy the Chelsea model. They might think, you know what, they're making money.
What the fuck? Why did Chelsea? Chelsea.
Chelsea are competing, but they're saying, you know what, we're here. They're in the top four right now. They're in the top four.
Yeah, but you think what I'm saying is they're having a stinker now. They're having a stinker now, aren't they? They're not doing great now.
They're financially. You know what? Like they're eating right now. They're getting a lot of players through the door. They're flipping it. They're just seeing and
that's with a relatively improved manager as well. Do you know what I mean? That's not with a manager who's actually got any kind of caliber of doing anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it shows that with a better manager, where's that team be? Where's that Chelsea? And it's still pretty decent anyway.
But you think that they're 2-3 years already into that, right? So you're expecting them players to get better. If we're starting it now, in 5 years' time, we're a million miles away from City because City and Liverpool and Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea even will be a million miles away because we're playing catch up. But we're not doing enough because we're not bringing in players of top quality. We're bringing potential. You can't win anything on potential. It just won't happen. Like it's different to you look at
failed for us that though. You look over the last 10 years. We've tried to go and buy quality. You look at Wan-Bissaka, you look at the players you look at Fred. Do you know what I mean? You look at players where at the time people going, yeah, these could be good players. Man City will be linked with, Arsenal will be linked with. It could be going in. Come to us, do you know what I mean? And they've not been able to deal with it.
Counterpoint on that though, Ash. Yeah, the reason why they looked at as flops these players is because we bought them for 50 million each in Wan-Bissaka and a Fred. No. But because we're run by fucking idiots. But they'd have paid that anyway. You can't go and buy Maguire for less. So you're telling me we could have got a better player for 35 million than Wan-Bissaka or Fred? Because 100% we could have. 100% we could have. We could have got Van Dijk over Maguire if we were smart.
Yeah, probably been a younger player. Probably been a player that what we're looking at right now.
I think at the time was Diaz.
They're not as good as the price tag, and that's the reason why we've thrown so much money away. But what I'm saying is, we could definitely go and get good top quality players that aren't going to cost an arm and a leg, that are around and have a bit of experience to bring them in as well as young players.
I don't think they're around at the moment. Like I said, this age group from 25 to 30. I mean, we're looking at Cunha. How much is Cunha? Cunha's not a superstar, is he? Do you know what I mean? He's a good player, but I mean, he's not, tearing up trees, is he? He's a solid player and he's going to cost what? 60, 70 million? Like,
it's got a release cost 63 million. Do
you know what I mean?
Like, you look at the game.
We still have to pay big money for these players, whereas you can get a Cunha at a 22, 23, do you know what I mean? Or a 21, whatever, and you can pick that player up for.
But you wait 3 years to be a top level.
That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at, unfortunately.
I think there is. But this is where your scouting network comes in that can find you players that could be, there definitely is players we can go and get in that 25 to 30. I'm not saying they have to be
that's
top
the same
level,
risk.
but it's
except for what you're doing there is you've got older players there, so they've got less sell-on value. You're doing exactly the same risk, but just go to younger players.
But why do we need sell-on value? You know,
we always need sell. We still need to run a business. Do you know what I mean? That's where we're at the moment. That's the way we are.
Did City go and get Marmoush for sell-on value? No, they bought him because they need a striker. This is why am I worried? As a fan, but as a fan, do I give a shit about sell-on value? No, bro, I don't care.
Yeah, but you know what they do with the books? We've seen this season and last season, we've had to deal with the books now. We're in this situation now where we're having to account for players and having to sell players. We're not in a situation where we could just go spend another 30, 40 million and go wrong. We need to be spending like Aiden Nevin, 1.8 million there. We go selling for 20, 30 million, whatever in the future. I'm not saying we should do, but that's a needless risk there. On top of that, we've got the young lads coming through. We've got a great academy coming through there now. We've got some top players, a Bragamov. You look at Montanto, you look at Biancheri. We've got some top players, Shea Lacey. We've got the Fletcher brothers. Do you know what I mean? We've got some good young lads in there. You bring just an age group just above them who've got the experience in European wide, players like Dorgu, do you know what I mean? Who played at a decent-ish level. They help bring those young players through. So I feel like we're just in a situation now where we're kind of just for the next couple of years.
You can't be asking a 20-year-old to bring through players. Like what level? What standard are we talking about here? That Dorgu's gonna help bring Amas through. You're talking about a team between 14th to 7th there. That's and I can't live with that. That's where I start to have issues. And you talk about, well, we can't do that. And this is why my whole thing about Manchester United and why I'm pissed off is because we've been allowed to rot like this. Because we shouldn't be talking about
this. It's not rot like this. It's because we spent like mad. It's because you're just trying to continue the same operation that we've done for the last 10, 15 years. That's what you're saying. No, double eight. You're saying buy a player just around the same value as Fred, just below. Try and scout that player. Listen, we scouted Fred. Do you know what I mean? You know this scouting.
But why now? No, the reason why we put in 50 million for Fred because he was going to City. The reason why we put more money.
All these players are going to go somewhere. Look at Marmoush.
Right,
so we looked at Marmoush. Barmy went to City for what 60, 70, whatever he went for. Do you know what I mean? We've looked at these players.
I'm not saying go and pay that, but this is what I'm saying where the scouting network comes in because you look at Enzo Fernandez. We looked at him before he went to Chelsea. We could have got him dirt cheap.
How old was it?
Couldn't got
21.
Dirt cheap.
21.
But this is what I'm saying. At the same time, you're bringing them in. You're bringing in Mazraoui, 27. We got it for 12 million, mate. That's a 27-year-old, 26, 27.
No, I agree with that. Listen, I agree with that.
Delit, again, we got them both for like 50, whatever it was, 50 million, whatever it was. This is what I'm saying. Them deals are there. I'm not saying they're easy to get, but there must be something in there. And we shouldn't be paying 80 million, 70 million for shit.
Yeah, but they're just going to supplement the team. That's going to supplement the process of getting the young players in. Do you know what I mean? That's our main priority right now is finding the best young players. And then we'll on top of that.
I think it's both. I think you have to be looking at some players that are top quality with experience. You can't live with an average.
Yeah, but we're not going to be paying 60, 70 millions. We're going to get in the Mazraouis, aren't we? That's what we're getting. What we're talking about there. We're going to go find those players like 12, 15,
that's all I'm saying. Find those good deals of players that have the experience between 26 to 28. Go and get me a couple of them.
I think they will. I think the links to the likes of Osherman shows that it's not. I don't think it's like, all right, we're not signing anyone over 26. I think that is not the idea. So most players we're not going to go for. But if there's exceptions to the rule, it's not fixed. Let's say a quality 28-year-old becomes available on the market for the right price. And we go, he improves the team without doubt. Yeah, they're not going to not go and get him, but they're not looking in that market. But if something happens to swap, hey, why not? If we can do a good deal. Because like I said, that's one thing they've done well. It's about quality though. And this is where the recruitment team has to be on job. This is why they're paid the big money is to go and uncover these gems. Go and get Isak before he's at Newcastle. Because he was at Sociedad, he had one standout season there.
We never do that. What was that time we've done that?
But he had the one season there, but if you saw at that time, people didn't believe he was going to be this. Otherwise, there would have been everyone bidding for him.
No, they took a gamble.
People didn't believe that Isak was going to get to
the development. The way that he
look at the way he's developed, there was nothing to show. Like I didn't watch him like that, but even his numbers wise, yes, he had the one outstanding season, one good season there. And people can say, "Oh, people were linked with him. People were interested."
They paid mad money for him though. Still,
yeah, he was dubbed this. But I guarantee now, if everyone knows what he become, If you go back and past in time, everyone's going in for him. Everyone's been in for him. If you look at how much is he now?
Yeah, but you know what it is though? They will. I think they will sell a player this summer for full profit. I think it'll be Garnacho, personally for me. So
Hope it's Garnacho.
Yeah, Garnacho. And
you
then
think we'll sell Garnacho?
I think they're gonna sell someone, man. Like they need to raise some funds, man.
No, I'm asking. I'm interested. Why do you think that's?
I feel like for me, the full profit situation is a big thing. If we don't get Europa League as well, you know. So again, Europa League happens. We win the Europa League. Brilliant. Don't have to really sell anyone. Obviously, sell the players that you need to sell, but not going to be in mad financial restrictions. But if you don't, I do believe like there's going to be one casualty. We don't know where it's going to be. You know what I mean? But I've got the assumption maybe it's Garnacho. Because bro, you wouldn't negotiate with teams if you didn't, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you wouldn't negotiate with Chelsea or flirt with the idea. You would have said he's not for sale at any price. Man United never did that. I know Jim Ratcliffe came out and said, "Oh, we're not going to sell our players," but there was no desire to stop negotiations. You never told, United, "Yo, I'm not going to go sell you. We're not going to sell you." Like, it was a case of, they didn't meet the demands of Man United. They didn't meet the demands, bro. They didn't.
But are our demands on the flip side ridiculously high? So nobody takes the bid. So nobody actually bids for him.
No, because we get fleeced. So they're saying, it's about time we fleece you, man.
I think 50 million for Garnacho is fleecing whoever's buying him.
I think maybe 45. I'd take.
Hey, and it's about time we started doing that because people have been doing it to us for fucking years.
Yeah, 100%.
But I actually think him and sorry to cut you off. I actually think him and Amorim and there's something on there. I think there's something wrong there in that relationship. I don't think you see again the petulance when he's getting brought off and he's leaving the stadium and whatever, having to pay for meals for the team. I think if this was I think it could be similar to Rashford if we weren't in the back end of the season. Now this was a similar time period to when Rashford was took out of the team and then stuck out alone.
Yeah,
I think Garnacho could be well out of the team, and if we didn't need him and Ahmad wasn't injured, I think he'd be out of the team because we saw it against City. He took them both out the squad altogether, so he's not averse to doing that. I generally don't think Amorim fully trusts Garnacho, and I don't think he fully believes him. But I think it's one of them where he has to use him right now. He's got no choice other than to be playing him. Again, can he trust the club to bring in a quality replacement? Do we have to bring Sancho back in and try and work with him? Rashford, Anthony, are they going to come back and get chances? This is where we might find ourselves, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? But if you were to ask me Garnacho, Minu, or Fernandez, of them three sellable assets, who goes, I think every United fan screams Garnacho, I think.
Yeah, there is a lot to sell this to, Casemiro,
Rashford as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. No issue with we'll sell well. Even the players just out alone. Sancho will leave, Rashford will leave, Anthony will leave, Malacia will leave. Then you got Lindelof, I believe, is out of contract. So is Eriksen. Yeah, that's 6 right there. Then if you potentially add in a Garnacho and add in a few others, it could be 9, 10, 11 players out the door, which is
what is go. You say this every year, guys, man. 9, 11 are gonna leave. It never happens, bro.
I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying it's more it's gonna be minimum 6.
Bro, the free transfers we can get rid of. Let's not add the free transfers in.
But why not?
Because you know what it is? We know they're expected to leave. So Eriksen,
wait. But no, we can't do that because Manchester United of old would have signed those players up to new deals.
No, but Man United has said to Eriksen, we're not signing you.
That's my point but I'm saying the old regime where we should have let players go. Players have signed new deals here who shouldn't have signed. We just seen Bruno get a new deal. Improvement. What he got an improvement based off, and that's not just him for to say why is anybody getting in? What have you done to get more money? Surely that's an incentive base. I'm saying over the past 5-6 years. People getting new deals with more money. So your performance has gone backwards individually. The team's performance has gone backwards. Managers who are managing you are getting sat left, right, and center, but your money goes up. Make that make sense. and that's everyone involved. So that's a positive in the fact that the players on free transfers are leaving. That's freeing up a space. Because you know what? Imagine we sign Lindelof and Eriksen to a new deal. What the conversation would be up in hand.
Oh, God.
See, look, just double A, just like
We
the
just did it
thought
with
of it.
Maguire, didn't we? Though.
This is what I'm saying. That we did this shit. Did Maguire not sign a new deal?
It was just the triggered
Yeah,
the 1 year.
triggered it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, but we still triggered it though, didn't we? Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Because I think with who we lose, because I don't think we could afford to afford in terms of we have no money. I don't think we could afford to lose him and
rather than give him a new deal with signing on.
Where's Evans gone?
Etc.
He just died. That guy. Where's Evans? He's retired apparently.
Yeah, let Evans rest,
Tommy
man.
well.
He's a legend, man. Let Evans rest, man. He's done his time, man. Let him rest. Let him rest. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So I didn't include free transfers and the loan signings. That's 6 players right there. And then hopefully a couple more.
Yeah. It's one of for me. It's like, I think there will be signings that leave, but right now, yeah, man, it's one of them like get players out the door, man, and recuperate some money, man. Because boy, and going back to the point where I should talk about like I think we should always look within the Premier League as well. That there's so much talent in the Premier League. Like you don't have to really go abroad. Like you really don't. You know, like when you deep it, like Tyler.
We don't actually do that enough, bro. We don't do that enough. I don't think we've been looking outside of the Premier League too much, and that's why I know that there will be that Premier League tax anyway, which was. I was
going to say double A. That was there lies the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
A player that you can get. I say a similar player even though you don't know if the player is going to adapt. But if you take 2 players at the same level, and one of them's played in the Premier League and playing well, he's more likely to cost more than another. Like
look at Dibbling.
Yeah, and I rate Dibbling. I think
Don't
Dibbling's super talented, but I think you could go elsewhere.
I think we've got a player in the academy that can do as good as Dibbling. I think that Morehouse, you look at him, he's mint. Do you know what I mean? I think we need this core group that we've got of these young lads. We need to realise they went unbeaten all year last year. Do you know what I mean? You know, unbelievable team. A lot of real talented players in that group. A lot of them getting into the England team and stuff. You know, which we've not had over the last 10 years. You know, very few have gone through the England academy levels, but a lot of these lads are performing at top level. So for me, and against other internationals, do you know what I mean? But you can't be going giving 100 million for Tyler Dibbling when we've got a player like Morehouse. Just throw him in anyway. Do you know what I mean? You know, like I said, we've got the Fletcher boys. You know, we've got players like that. I think someone who I would spend 100 million on is, and I can't remember who posted the comment, but Wharton. Wharton's for me. Like the way he can pass the ball out of the back, he just carried. Do you know what I mean? He's got that bravery to feed the ball. He's pure class. Like I think he is top tier. He is someone that we should be going for, and that's who someone who you kind of you're guaranteed. Dibbling. I feel like there's plenty of those players, but to get an English centre midfielder like in that style of Wharton, or any kind of midfielder in world football at the moment in that style of Wharton, it's a rare thing, especially at a young age with that composure to be able to do it in the Premier League. A bit for me, you've got to be looking at those kind of players that are rarer, that rarer profile. Because don't get me wrong, Tyler Dibbling, again, good player, but he's a common profile. What's the kid at Braga? Like he looks mint.
Fernandes. I've not watched a lot of him, to be honest with you. I've not watched anything of him. Like, I've not seen.
Yeah, Roger Fernandez. He looks mint. He looks like a good player. Do you know what I mean? But these players like that, And for me, I'm looking at players that with a rarer profile in the Premier League, the ones that don't come up too often. Like you could see when Declan Rice was coming through, you could see like this kid's gonna go on to be a good player, or at least play at an elite level. You could see that, and you can see that with Wharton right now. You know that if whoever picks him up, Liverpool, Man City, whoever goes for him, you know that he's gonna go on to be a starter and a continual starter for the next 5-6 years for that team.
Sad thing about that is as well in terms of Wharton, mate, is that he's everything that is missing from Manchester United's midfield, and he would just absolutely become a mainstay. And I'd love to see a Mainu-Wharton partnership. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. But it's just not. Again, how are United not picking these players up before Crystal Palace are? Belieber,
Blackburn,
bare players at Brighton. And again, you believe the scouts know of them. It's the club that stop it. And And you know, you're right, actually. It's because of the previous. They want them. They want the stars. They want it to be, you know, the Disneyland for adults and all that kind of shit. Absolutely. Like, and we've missed out on so many players we could get for cheap because we're at least 5 years behind everyone else's scouting.
No, we are.
In terms
we've not got a football analysis.
Picking up playing, it's mental, mate.
We've not got an analysis department. That's absolutely mind blowing. I was showing Saeed a book a couple of weeks ago. You know how Liverpool went and won the Premier League. You know that whole Moneyball method and just understanding how players play. You know, understanding the science of a player. Like we've not got that department, and it's mind boggling how we've not. We're one of the only top teams in world football. Everyone's got that department. We've not got no one doing that. We're just eyeballing it. That's all we're doing. We're not looking at stats at all. We're not looking at if a player can play, you know, progressive passes in, you know, in certain moments of the game at certain times, you know, just to get a deeper understanding of the game. We're just eyeballing it. And do we trust these eyeballs? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, they might not be the right eyeballs looking at these players. So it's madness. At least sometimes when you can look at the stat and you look at it in cold hard fact, and then you add a decent eyeball to that, like Liverpool have been doing with Mane, with Virgil van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? With these players coming through, and Andrew Robertson. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of players, you can see. Okay, these guys have got the stats, got the quality, got the ability. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, let's bring them in. We've not had that. And that's absolutely bizarre. And apparently we're getting that in now and we're starting to build it. And until we've kind of got that, we're not really, I don't think we're going to make many big risks, you know, go spending them 60, 70 millions on players because we need more data and more analysis on these players. And I feel like that's why with a youth player, you can take the risk. Do you know what I mean?
You spot on there, Ash, 100% in regards to how we not screening the clients. How you Manchester United and the criteria to play for Manchester United is not strict. How are you not, like you mentioned, doing analysis? Yes, of course, you watch them in real time as well to make sure but it should be everything. Surely you do everything in your power to make sure that this player is fit for purpose for what you're trying to do. And you're doing no analysis. You're literally just watching him and going, yeah, he's a good player. Let's get him in. This is where we're at. No idea of like tactically does he fit in? Is he a profile?
No DBS checks, you're saying, innit? There's players with no DBS checks, bro.
Certain jobs you can't get without them.
I also think, you know what? I also think the families don't know what they want as well. Like, I know Musa, we always talked about like United fans, we're not qualified, innit? We're not qualified, you know what I mean? Like, to speak on United, right?
We're not. We fans.
We are
not. We're
not
qualified in the aspect of
having that. But again, I say this all the time. Hey, ownership, fuck the fans, including myself. Do your job. Yeah.
But what do we want?
What
is our level of IQ? What is our level of football?
It varies, man. It varies.
I'm saying
level of IQ as a fan.
We want to play possession. Like for me, yeah, the amount of hate towards Ugarte. I don't know if you man seen it, but them man just hate Ugarte.
What is going on with that?
Was it because he had the oxygen mask on? Is that what it was?
Nah, because basically the way he plays it, it's not right. It's not like a
but you know what Ugarte is though. If you've watched him, he's a destroyer. Runs around.
That's what I'm saying. But
the ball back.
A lot of
5-10 yards.
There's a section of Man United fans that don't rate him, right? No. So we could go.
United fans have never rated that player though. Saeed, remember when Carrick first came into the club for the first couple of years? I'm not saying he's the same kind of quality, but a lot of United fans like I don't understand what he does. What's he doing in the team? He doesn't score goals. He doesn't get assists. Do you know what I mean? Like what's he doing?
But you know what that was, Ash? It's because he was new at that point. Because I was one of those when Carrick first joined. I didn't really understand, but that type of 6 wasn't really a thing then, like it is now. Like, bear in mind, he took Roy Keane's number, and Roy Keane being the complete opposite to that. And then Carrick, and it's like, yo, what do you don't really defend, you don't really attack, you don't create, you don't. But then obviously a couple years later, you go, I see exactly what you had. Like, you do defend. But you don't do it in a go win the ball back. You'll intercept. You'll cut passing lanes. You'll double up with a fullback, etc. You'll get attacks going. Yeah, like that type of thing. But that is something. I say this all the time. Certain things you can't see on an eye test or a stat test that are very important. Like cutting passing lanes, for example. There's no stat test. There's no stats for that, and there's no eye test for that. But it is super important.
And breaking up the play, you know.
breaking up play.
Guy's outstanding at that. When he first came in, you could see just like causing those fouls and tackles where, you know, when a team's on top of you, he understands it. He gets the game. He gets the momentum and the tempo of a game. What Saeed was saying a little bit earlier there about, you know, fans not being qualified to know what they watch. I don't think they understand what a guy's game is. He manages the game almost off the ball. Do you know what I mean? As much as he does on the ball, you know, just like what you saying there, Flawless, with him cutting passing lanes, you know, just causing problems, putting up walls, you know, and then going hunting the ball, putting players under pressure, you know, causing, instead of him having an easy pass through us, which we've seen how many times over the last couple of years where teams have just been able to run through us, him looking at it and go, teams looking at us and going, okay, we can't go through there because the guy just jumped that. He's just jumped that pass that I was going to do. I've got to now make the second option of a pass, and then we've got players to then cover it. So he's a much more cerebral kind of player. You've got to look at him and watch him and go, okay, he's not the best passer of the ball. Do you know what I mean? He's good enough, but everything around the game, his movement, his positioning, his cutting off the play, his game management, his tempo management, he's one of them dogs in the midfield that you just need. Do you know what I mean? And for me, I'm a big fan of him. I like the look of him. And you see it in the big games as well. You see it against Man City. You see it against Liverpool. You see it against Arsenal. That's when usually he has a good game. And we're all sat here going, a guy who played well today. He had a good game today. Do you know what I mean? For me, I think people don't know what they're looking at.
And it's also a game that's good. It's not good. It's not good on comps either, his game.
I'm not asked about that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Bro,
see, summarize man.
It's ridiculous, bro. And let's not forget, he came to the club late. He had no preseason. He was barely playing anything at all. He's playing catch up. He wasn't in the team. This is it, bro. He wasn't in the team for ages until late October, start of November. And the people in the chat going on about him, like saying, "Oh, we don't need a destroyer" and all that. Last season, when the midfield was fucking miles wide and we're getting rinsed. It was wide open. We was fucking all this. Oh, we need someone in there to shore up the defence and help the defenders out. And now we've got someone who does it, and they're fucking bitching again. So you're proving that you can't be happy with anything you've got. Like, honestly, I don't know what you want.
Put Echo's comment up.
He's a squad player.
Hey, put Echo's comment up.
What's wrong with being a squad player? Like, what's wrong with having someone come in and do a good fucking job when we need them to do it? Because we don't have many players who come in and do a good job. So leave the kid alone, because I think he's shown a lot of quality this season. And yes, he might not be the best ball playing midfielder, but we've got someone there who could do a job that others can't. And when we bring players around him who can do the jobs better than he can in stuff that he can't do well, we start to complement each other. And I think it's weird. It's such weird behavior.
He has his, like you mentioned there, he has his uses. He's a squad player. I'm not saying he's the be all and end all. We need two central midfielders in an ideal world. I would love to see two central midfielders come through the door in the summer starting. So that means I don't want anyone who's currently here starting and have the likes of Agate, Collier, Bruno, if he's going to be a 6. They can then back them up. But he has his uses. Like, we complained literally, like Double A just said, about our midfield being open and our midfield not having enough mobility and enough defensive cover. He adds that, because even games this season, our midfield looks worse, like in a game where he might get taken off or a game that he's not playing. And this is not me saying that he's been brilliant. He offers something none of the other midfielders really offer too tough. And to say, why do we need a destroyer? Because we are sat in 13th. We are not a team that dominates the ball. If we're a team that dominates the ball more often than not, and you're on the front foot, you don't need a player like that. So if you're PSG, for example, people say, oh, why did PSG let him go? Because PSG are a team that dominate the ball. So when you're dominating the ball, you don't particularly need an Agate. We are not that. Now, the aim is to get there. But along the way, players like him are going to be of use. I don't understand the strong hate towards him. Could not like him, but again, styles.
His style, but I think it's aesthetics as well. He don't look like the cleanest on the ball. I knew that already as well. I knew that already. Yeah, I knew that already. You know what I mean? But again, also, imagine having, like, for me, this summer, I remember.
Who says we average 60% possession? Do we average 60% possession overall? Because I know it's dipped. I don't know. I know early on we did.
I don't know what it is,
I don't think we average 60% possession. Let's include overall. I don't think we do average 60% possession. I know it was high initially under Amorim, but then it dipped. And then we started playing the way we played against Liverpool and the way we played against Arsenal, etc., etc. But yeah, go on. I don't think we average 60% possession.
No. I look at it from my point of view is that, but I remember in the summer, we were linked with Sander Berge. I was like, yo, bring them both, man. We need both. Why are we going for one or the other? How can you bring in a Ugarte but not bring a Sander Berge, bro? It's like, they go together, bro, man. Like, bro, like it's like you got someone that can play, someone that can destroy her. You know, you need a bit of balance. Like, always, what United do always, is that we get something, but then we don't get the thing next to it. You know, we bought Casemiro, nothing next to it. You know what I mean? We bought this player, nothing next to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we don't do the basics, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. This summer, you have to go and buy a player that can play. I think we need 2 midfielders this summer. One that can play, and one that's Casemiro replacement. You know what I mean? So we need one that can play, that can dictate. I don't know who that is. People say Zubimendi. People say, I don't know. You know, I don't know who's in there. I don't know who's in the Premier League out there in Europe. You go find out who you want. You know, go and do it, man, and get us playing so that we don't have to always look going backwards. We're like, oh damn, we don't have the ball here. You know what I mean? We're always on the back foot here. What we're doing here? Like, go and get them players, man. And they are there. They're out there. You have to look at the good scouting network, you know. I'd love to go and get Beleba. He's a mixture of both. He can play and he's a phenomenal ball winner. He could be an all-action midfielder. But again,
60 mil again now, isn't it? 60 mil again.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe. Z, if Bruno's your solution, then that's you, innit? I just got to say that because he said, if Agate's my solution, that's me, innit? So if Bruno's your solution, that's you, innit? So there you go. Bro, our midfield's been terrible for centuries almost now. Do you know what I mean? It's how long it feels since we've had a fully functioning midfield. I'd love us to go and get, again, it's, you know, if we were clever, we'd have got these players in. We'd have Belieber, we'd have Wharton. Our midfield would be set for 10 years. Like, even you look at Gomez, we let Gomez go, and now we'll get links with him bringing him back on a free and stuff like that. Like, we had these players. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like the Chelsea factor. All these players they've let go that it could do with, all them centre backs they've let go they could do with. My big issue is I don't trust the club to get it right. That's the thing. I don't think we would scout the right players. I don't think we can profile the right players. Definitely not in terms of mentality and just being good people, innit? We just don't seem to get the right. I mean, you talk about a Casemiro replacement, Saeed. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's happy to just sit and collect his money. So I think the Casemiro replacement's Casemiro.
Yeah, even if Casemiro stays, it's like, go get somebody. Like, whatever the profiles are that you want to match it up. Like, you might have mentioned Believer, for example, etc. It depends. Do you want a passer? Do you want someone who's going to pick up the ball, who's like press resistant and can drive with it from deep areas? Or do you want someone who gets on the ball and plays the pass through the lines? Yeah. And is a little bit more like of a screener. Preferably both. But what does that, because we haven't signed, we don't know like what he's looking for in those areas. It's going to be tough though, but we have to go again in those areas, 100%. United average. United, I just double checked it. United average 53% possession.
53, yeah. Yildiz, I don't know, man. I just think he's a bit of a polished guy. That show, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'd rather go and get Goulet, man. Go and get me Goulet, man. Forget this Yildiz guy.
Yeah. Wait, Goulet? Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, man.
Bruno, I see the vision, man. I see the vision.
Yeah, but people say you watched him and that, but bro, man, like, yo, listen, I don't know. I just feel like we don't get him. He's gonna be frustrating. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be this, that, the other. Do you know what I mean?
What we're doing, we all know Cherky's going to be a superstar. We all know he's a monster already. Do you know what I mean?
You sold on him, man. You sold on Cherky, yeah?
100%, 100%. He's a footballer. Do you know what I mean? He looks like a better Payet. Do you know what I mean? But with more skill and ability. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit stocky, a bit thick, but the quality in the ball, his technique, his understanding.
Crazy, that's crazy. Yo, yo.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Yeah, no, I can't believe you'd say that, you know, Double A. Shocking that, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Jeez. Oh, now you want to be with Twin. All right, I see how it goes. Yeah.
Nah, he's a good player though. You know, the way he controls the ball, you know, the way he understands the game, his passing. Do you know what I mean? He makes such intelligent passes. He makes those passes you just don't expect. Do you know what I mean? He can shoot. He can, you know, he's got everything for me. I'm a big fan. Like, and what? He's 21. He's had 4 or 5 years of experience already in like top league football. You know, if he doesn't end up at us, he's going to end up at like Liverpool, you know, and scoring 20 goals a season and being a monster for him. He's good. He's outstanding. Big fan. Like, don't understand why we're not looking at him. And he's going to go somewhere this season. And we'll put it this way: we're going to see him. We're going to see him at Old Trafford. And we're going to see him at Leon Stadium soon. And then you'll look at him and you go, you know what? This guy's a monster. Okay, listen, let's ignore the Strasbourg game. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Yeah,
when he available for like between 18 and 21 million in January?
It's 21 years. I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, like, why was he not on that?
But the thing is, though, you don't, like I said, the manager, he wants intensity, he wants running, he wants people that are gonna fight for the badge and that. Like, he is a bit of a passion merchant, Amarin, but at the same time, he does know his quality. He does know that, you know, you've got to get ballers in your team as well. Like he did have a lot of ballers at his team over there. You know what I'm saying? So,
what
like,
you said about Turkey? Say what you said.
I don't know if you heard about the Trincao name. Trincao been
Wolves and Barca.
Yeah. He's the one that apparently United are flirting with the idea of maybe.
Was he 25, isn't he?
25.
Failed at Barca, do you know what I mean? When he went there, played 28 games for them, they loaned him to Wolves, and you know what did he do in the Premier League? Didn't do much in the Prem, and then goes to Sporting, and he's putting up average numbers. Do you know what I mean? Nothing spectacular. It's just I'm not sold on him. I think he looks good on highlights, but like watching him, you know, in game, I can't say I'm a big fan.
It's one of them ones. Amarin bringing players in he trusts. I know that's similar to what Ten Hag did, but I think if it's someone like Trincao who gets the system fully, we need players who can play the system. I think whether that's players that's played under Amarin or not, I think we need players that can come in and hit the ground running straight away. Trincao, I mean, he's not someone I never thought of. I know you're saying about the Barca thing, but
he's a player though.
I think back then Barca was on a madness, mate. I don't even think it was a bit of a weird place to be. I think when he got there and he didn't really get much of a chance and he got flirted off on loan quite quick. Wolves, it's just expats in it. It's just bad Portugal players there, mate. It's a holiday home away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bro, Wolves always have these players that look kind of decent. You look at Neto, you look at Podence and all that. Do you know what I mean? You look at players over there, they've looked kind of decent there, and Trincao didn't. Do you know what I mean? He did.
Yeah,
he
struggled
there, and he struggled at Barca, and he's doing all right at Sporting. I don't know. I think it's a big expectation for him to step up into the Premier League, and you know, he's far from, you know, like a finished product. And yeah, I just don't know. It feels like a big risk. Like, unless we get him cheap, don't get me wrong, get him 15 million, 20 million, stuff like that, which we're not going to do, then yeah, I'm all for it. But I feel like it's going to be a 45, 50 million one. I'm not too sure what his price tag is, what they're looking at. But if we're going to be spending 50 million on him, I don't want to.
Yeah, it'll be around that money. It'll be around there. United taxing it, you know it is.
It's a big risk. I agree with you, Saeed, and it's something I've banged on about for a bit. Why aren't we getting players from the Prem? There's enough top quality players. There's a lot of teams ahead of us in the league.
Are we seen as rivals now? That's the problem now as well. Like Brighton might see us as a rival for top 10, top 8. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's been now, but I think the Premier League has been like that for years, bro. To be honest with you, I think,
bro,
that's why we spent 80 million on Maguire, mate, because we're a Prem team going after a Prem player. You're always going to get that, but bro, there's players we should be able to go and get in the Premier League, mate.
For me, absolutely. I told you, a lot of people laugh at me. I take Mateta at United as a striker. I want. I mean, like, is someone that I would take. But again, you know what is with United fans? I think United fans have got to get into the reality of, we ain't that club that's gonna be getting these big superstars, man. I think our days are done with them, man. Like, you're gonna have to be humble yourself and realize, Embuemo is a good player. I think Semenyo is a good player. I take Semenyo at United. I know people wouldn't like that. I would.
Yeah, I'll take Semenyo. I'll take Semenyo at Manchester United.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for me, we've got to humble ourselves a little bit and realize that, Cunha's not coming now because he wants titles. We're not got that. Let's be honest with ourselves, man. Are you being honest with yourselves, guys, in the chat? Do you still see yourselves shopping in like, these man, they go window shopping and that for a reason. Like, like, are you going into the shops and saying, I'm gonna buy that? Or are you flirting with the idea of, we could go and get that? Yeah, but we ain't gonna get that now. Like maybe 5-10 years time, you gonna do that. You gonna get what you want to get. But now you gotta humble yourself. You know what I mean? Shop at little light H&M, little light Zara. You know what I'm saying? And then get to the.
The thing is, though, you could get great outfits in those places. It's about
that's
what
I'm
you
saying.
say.
Facts.
Like you could still get good players. Like I'm not interested in good names.
Nice.
Fake it till you make it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's about profile,
bro. But you know that
Hey,
you
bringing outfits same way you get people who have.
Back in the day, who remembers Blue Ink?
Blue.
That's throwback.
Yo, nice.
Bro, people
That
don't
is
know
a
about Blue
throwback.
Ink,
That's
People don't see the name, they're like, Blue Ink? Say what? Brother, man. Bro, Blue Ink used to have some decent to nice clothes, bro. I was chilling in college with Blue Ink, bro.
I got a pair of £100 pants for like 35 quid in TK Maxx. There's deals to be had. And this is the whole thing we're saying, is you need to be looking around and scouting and getting
TK Maxx, though. The thing is with TK Maxx, everything's a bit everywhere.
Yeah,
you don't know where to look.
So United. So it's a perfect place to go shop.
Are we chaos? But that's what it is. Same way you have people who shop in rich stores, and guess what? You know what I'm saying? The outfit don't slap. I'm saying you see when they be on the catwalks and all that. You be like, no.
We've seen Rashford.
Yeah. But you talk about Wolves, yeah. There's another player at Wolves. I think United should be going to get.
Is that still about? Or is it disappeared?
Nah. It was
That's good.
Do you know what? I don't even know what's there
That's
anymore.
a throw. I remember getting a couple things from Blue Ink.
Blue Ink was gold, man. I used to be there like, I'm there. What's the next range on Blue Ink? I'd be like, telling them, guy, when's the autumn range coming out? You know what I mean? When's the autumn range coming out?
Saeed's gutted that they're not still there. Be asking for a black card, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? Just walking in and just
Bro, be like,
black card.
It'll really be a blue card.
Blue card, yeah. I knew as soon as I said it.
I'm surprised you didn't say that. Go on.
I know. Yeah, but I was thinking from Wolves, we're talking about midfield, and I don't. He might be pushing 50 mil, but João Gomez, I think he would be an unreal signing for United.
Nah, I'm not really.
He's a good player, bro. He's another player that we're missing. Of course, he's a top.
He's an erratic player, man.
João Gomez, midfielder.
Nah, man, it's too erratic.
Look at Mateus Nunez at City. Do you know what I mean? He looks decent. He's stinking the place out at City. Do you know what I mean? They're desperate.
Yeah, that's City though. City do that with players.
Them Wolves players, they fool you. Them Wolves, something about them Wolves play. Look at Neto. Neto looked like a monster at Wolves, and then he's at Chelsea. And something about Wolves. Do you know what I mean? It's the scammy club. That club. I've not seen a decent player come out there for a little. At least I can't think of one. Yeah, I won't go near.
I like him, because it's saying Edison, but bro, Edison is about 60 mil. We ain't getting Edison. I like Gomez. I think he'd be a astute signing for United. I think he's improved us massively.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I said, for me, it's one of them where, bro, like I think right now this summer so far, people are saying Osimhen. Is Osimhen a viable option? Do you think, Mandem? Like, do you think Osimhen is gonna come to us? Like,
I think if we bid for him, I think so. Yeah, you don't want it. I think we're a better. The fact that he went to Galatasaray tells you that he come to us.
I think Chelsea come in though. Chelsea come in, he ain't coming.
Yeah, of course. There's going to be competition. What I'm saying is where we have a chance. Is what I'm saying. And he's not the only striker out there. That's why I don't worry about names. I say this all the time. The club should be thinking profiles over names. We can sit here, us four, and point out players and say Osimhen, Mateta, Cunha, Semenyo, Diblin, and the list goes on. That's easy. That's the easy thing to do. It's about you have to be recruiting. Your thought process has to be bigger than that. Your ideas have to be bigger than that. Like you can't just be going to do. If you're really sat there doing the obvious, you ain't doing your job. Could get us pay us for to do it. I can point out who's a good player in the Premier League. That's easy. Go point out who could translate from the French league or the Portuguese league or wherever Brighton seem to pop up with these players. Because every time I watch Brighton, they got a new player. It's like, who is this guy? And he seems to just fit every single time.
Yeah.
Like, so that's where it's like.
This one I'm not. This one here, I've watched him here. I like the fact that he's got the arrogance and the swagger like about his game. Like, I think he's one of them where he could be another Isak situation where where you talk about double A, like getting the signing before everyone else gets him. He's the one here, I think, for me. Like, you go and get him, he could become that Isak sort of player. Because end of the day, you can't say Isak was popular back in the day. Like, he went Dortmund, flopped, went to Real Sociedad, made a name for himself, and then went to Newcastle and really lit up to be, for me, a world-class striker. Isak. Who got a Kike has got that maybe, that
next level to go to.
To, I think. So whether you want to gamble with that and think, what, that's worth going to get, it's another question as well. Like, is he worth taking a gamble on?
I'd rather sign him than sign Jonathan David, and I think that's the level we're looking at now. I think Osherman and Gyökeres are out of our league. We just can't do it. So you're looking at that next level, and I think what worries me most about Jonathan David is a player that I don't think is, he's good, very good, you could say. A player like that running his contract down worries me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Why has he not had that move? Because he's not going to cost a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, even, last season it was Gerasai, and he's got his move to Dortmund and stuff. But, why is no one coming for Jonathan David? As good as he might be, I worry that's the one we're going to go for because he's on a free. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would rather go for Ekitike for sure. Because like you say, he can be hopefully molded into that next Isak, which we'd want, we're desperate for, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for me, the most key positions for United this summer is the midfield and then the wing back as well. I think the right wing back as well. I think, and then
you not think we're keeping Delo? I feel like he's gonna keep Delo. It's Obrigado. I mean,
Delo, then long season for man,
bro.
I can't lie, bro. Long season for Amarin. If he says obrigado, man, then we're looking for a long. Now, real talk, man. You can't keep the low, man.
What?
Obrigado,
man.
In Portuguese.
Them man start to do their thing, bro.
What does that mean in Portuguese? What is that? What is obrigado?
Thank you, innit?
Yeah.
Like, it's a term, I think, just for like, thank you and nothing like that.
It's just a term. It's the language. Yeah, it's the language of thank you.
Basically, like you just.
It's a phrase like how we'd use a phrase.
Yeah, it's like thank you. It's like when we say thank you, they say obrigado. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obrigado. You know what I'm saying? Like,
obrigado. You learn something new every day.
He said it's like. He's thinking it's like come see, come sa, c'est la vie. It's not like that, Saeed. It's actually like,
bro, all I know is that that whatever that's going on is that tax is a bit heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm there. So for me, it's like, I need to know that, we go and get in a right wing back, man. Like that. But then I've seen some outlets say that United's not priority. It has to be a priority for me, man, because we need to be attacking on both sides, man. Dallo can't attack, bro. He can't. He ain't the guy to attack, man. Man can't do it, bro. Listen, he's technically sound and he can be part of squad player, but hell no, man. Next season, we cannot be moving in with this Dallo situation, man. Like, I'm not with it. You know what I mean? Like, he's been there for a good hot minute now. 6 years now. United.
Longer, isn't it? 2018 he comes, isn't it?
Yeah, 2018
by Mourinho.
Jose signed him.
Jose signed him. Yeah.
Mourinho signed him.
It means sheltered.
Oh, it's obrigado. What are you saying now?
Yeah,
obrigado means thank you.
Obrigado, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Duolingo.
Yeah. A couple of super chats coming. Bruno will be phased out next season. He's got no legs for Amarin Ball. Big up Saeed in the panel. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. We need 750 likes. Make sure you subscribe to Ash AA and Flawless. Yeah, we're currently only on. I don't even know what we're on right now. What are we on right now? Likes. We're not even hit 500 people. So let's get to 500 likes, man. That's a minimum on the channel right now. We're on 412. We could definitely get 500 people.
Yeah,
so let's do that. They'll bring in Trincao as a 10. Big up Saeed, Iman Barrett. Big up to you, Iman Barrett to you. Subasha, we focus too much on first team only. We really need that secondary squad in order to compete for titles and cups. And
But
J
even
Ball,
after that, before you go to that, if you improve the first team and get starters, the people who were starters then become bench players. And then the bench players then get
That's what
phased
you
out.
want to do. Yeah.
That's what you want to do if you improve the first team and then these play. Because the thing is, most of the players that we don't think are good enough, bar a couple, we go, if you're a squad, Agate we mentioned, squad player, cool.
Yeah.
You bring players in for green lines. You don't bring players in to elevate the shit that's already there. You bring them in to push the shit down. That's what you need to be doing.
Yeah. J Ball TV says, how about Douglas Luiz from midfield? Juve have made him available for 34 million. Yes, it doesn't work out at Juve, but he's prem proven. You know what? Not for me, man.
You
know what it is for me?
I like him at Villa, but I don't know, man.
I'm sick and tired of like sorting out your mess, man. Like, nah, man. I don't want to be.
You're tired of being saver hole. You know what I'm saying? I hear
you say that though, but then haven't we kind of done that with Masraoui? Do you know what I mean? Like Masraoui, Brighton thought they were getting. No. Yeah, they thought they were getting rid of a player that wasn't useful to them. Do you know what I mean?
Mazraoui's one was due to how do I say this? It was off the pitch stuff. That's what it was.
Political.
Why they got rid of that's the
but even so, that's them going. Do you know what I mean? Nah, he's a problem for us. Look, we got to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean?
But also, he was actually a utility player. He would play right back, left back. You know what I mean? And what like I think for him, 12 million, getting rid of him, it wasn't a big thing. But us paying a mistake and then recuperating only a 15 million loss. I think they bought him for 50 million, Douglas Luiz, and then selling for 34 million to Man United, which again, I'm not saying that he's not going to work at United, but I'm just like, bro, let's just go and get something that's polished and actually we believe in rather than getting, bargain basement,
we are going to have to pick up some of them, though, Saeed. Like,
I know we are. But like, let's not have that mentality of just always sorting out everyone else's problems, man. Let's go for the ones that we really want to go for. If we can't get it, I'm not saying it's the old MB, but try and first of all, don't act broke. First of all, don't act like you're desperate. Basically, like try and be a bit more measured when you're negotiating and whatnot. You're trying to look around, like you know how Mandy will say, yo, do you want this? Do you want that? Like, bro, I'm cool, man. I don't need it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what my.
You've been saying we shouldn't be window shoppers and we should actually just realize where we're shopping. Douglas Luiz might be where we're shopping, bro.
Nah, but bro, you know what it is? I just know when he comes to Man United, like we're gonna have the same thing where he looks a bit underwhelming. You know what? Do we need to go and get an upgrade on Douglas Luiz? I just know, like we can't have the idea of knowing that we're gonna upgrade him in a year or two when he's only 26. Yeah, man. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it'd be like getting Mason Mount all over again because that's the most underwhelming signing.
That's what I'm saying.
Ever had. I agree with that. But sadly, I just think that's
Thuram. Like Thuram, I think Thuram would be better. Go and get Thuram.
He's 50-60. I think they'd ask for him because he's been class.
We were supposed to get him, but we couldn't because of the old Ineos thing because it's shared ownership.
Yeah, shared ownership.
Tadibo as well, wasn't that?
Yeah.
Debo,
his missus drained the life out of him. That's what it is with that Douglas Luiz. Do you know what I mean?
Following him up, following over there, like, come on.
No, literally drain the life out of him. Do you know what I mean? He's been spending a lot of time with it. Do you know what
I'm not subscribed to all the fans.
Bypassing that. All right, cool. We just go bypass that. So you get to the Super.
I swear I don't even know what was said.
Hey, you know what? We just keep it
move on.
Actually, wilding over there. So clearly, somewhat.
He's chilling, man. I don't know.
Listen, we've seen his misses. Come on.
His misses what?
He's Man United team. Are you gonna go to the Man United women's team? Is that what you're trying to say? Like you're gonna go?
She's gonna be on. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Ask their season ticket for the women's team. Okay.
I can't say that. Listen, I got a wife and that. Do you know what I mean? What are we talking about? I'll say it for you, gentlemen, not for me myself.
Yes, Double A, you're on the market now.
Hey, yo. Don't out me like that, bro. Don't out me like that. Hey.
But no, honestly, you know what it is for me? It's like, I just think for me, it's one of them where, man, I don't know. I look at it from my point of view of, Douglas Luiz is good, but we're not that desperate. Feel me? Like, we're not that desperate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even like they say, Taro Martinez, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect his goals and whatnot, but every time I watch him, bro, he's just not that guy, bro. He's the one that needs about 1,000 chances as well. Do you know what I mean?
Can I offer you one for left field from Serie A, and who's already been at a few big clubs, and he's banging in goals at the moment for a team who's solid team. Moise Kean.
No,
15 goals in 25. You see some of the goals he's been scoring this season. You see his success rate. He's 24 years old still, 25 years old. I mean, maybe he's finally found his footing. The reason why all these teams signed him and got him, do you know what I mean? Is because they saw that potential and talent. I'm just saying, you know, maybe this is the moment where he starts to level up. You know, he goes Super Saiyan on us. Do you know what I mean? He's yeah.
I don't know, man. Again,
keep an eye on him. I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. I'm not saying they want to buy, but keep an eye on him on the next season. You watch him play. He's leveled up.
One season wonder for me. That situation there with Fiorentina. You know, I mean, they're having a decent season, but next season he'll go back to his original form. You know what I mean, and be a 1 in 10 striker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the sort of player he is for me. Like, he's not a clinical, you know what you're getting type of striker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not. De Ligt was a save, a whole signing, flawless.
Yeah, you could argue maybe, but like a one-off, yes, but it can't become a regular thing. A one-off, yeah, where you go, all right, we'll try and res it. No, we talking about no my remontadas all the time, what I do. So you have to be skeptical with that with signings. So that's why if we are gonna, that is the one good thing about the model of going for younger players. It's not really an issue like that. So I get why Saeed's skeptical about Douglas Luiz, for example. Even though I don't think it'd be the worst signing.
Yeah. Big up to Super Ashes. Most sports that excel, first team is decent, but the second team can really do well to put game through. Lakers, Philly, Real Madrid, Barca, etc. Second team is important.
Of course,
you need it to elevate the training, don't you? Because you can't have a beast first team and a poor second team, because then they're not elevating the training. It's actually dragging down the overall of the first team because they're not being it's not competitive enough. You remember back in the day, and you'd hear the likes of Keane and Rio say that training sessions were more difficult than match day.
I remember.
We've all heard that, do you know what I mean? And that's what you want. You want that difficulty in training. You want it to come to match day and be like, okay, this is the level that we're facing. Once you have that massive drop-off, like we're seeing at United right now at the moment, there's a huge drop-off on the bench. It's just dragging the overall quality down. And like Double A was saying, we need to sign, top-tier players and push the shit down.
Yeah, I agree. Win-back system. Yeah, listen, Inter Milan. You know what the mad thing is, like, the Premier League, like, in terms of the talent as well, like, it's getting better and better. Like, teams around us are going to be buying some good players in the summer. I genuinely mean it, man. And also, next season, everyone's going through a rebuild. Liverpool going to go through a rebuild. Chelsea, you know what they're like. They're always hungry for players, right? New toy. Arsenal, new sporting director, Berto. You're already seeing now with Enquiries. Who else is out there? Tottenham, you know what they're going to do. They need to go buy players as well. United, Nottingham Forest with Champions League money. Villa, you know what they like with Monkey. They've got good, sporting directors as well. Like, you're thinking before, like, it's only us. Like, bro, we're not only the ones that are in Newcastle. Can they go on further now? Like, because they've got long-term links with James Trafford, Bremo. Like, we're not. It's not just only us guys, that are buying players. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that,
if we do the business we're supposed to do, you have to worry about that because we can't control that. Because you are right. Teams are in a rebuild. Not only the rest of the big six, pretty much, they all gonna go again, and all the other teams as well in the top half. You're talking your Brightons, Bournemouth, Villas. We need to concentrate on us. We can't control what them teams do. If we recruit correctly, guess what? We'll be all right because a lot of averages, if you've got 10, 11 teams all vying for top six and all buying players, 3 or 4 of them are gonna get it wrong. They're all gonna get it right. So, like, couple, like, say, for instance, City, Chelsea might get it right. Arsenal, Liverpool get it horribly wrong, or vice versa. Brighton and Bournemouth get it spot on, but Villa and Newcastle get it horribly wrong, or vice versa. Like, we just need to make sure we get our recruitment right, so we become a competent unit and take advantage of teams not. That's why Forest are where they are in the league. Forest recruited correctly. and have taken advantage of other teams being
They
poor.
spammed the recruitment, didn't they? Flawless, like they spam recruitment. They just kept buying until something stuck.
And it worked. Yeah, like that's it. So it's like you have to be ready to take advantage of that. And if they finish inside the top 4 or top 6, props to them. Same way Brighton currently 5th right now, something like that. Same way with the Brighton. I know Bournemouth ain't too far off top 4. Villa are not a million miles away, neither are Newcastle. So like that's what it is. We just need to make sure we get it spot and we'll be okay.
Yeah, listen, I think for me, that's why I don't have massive expectations for next season in terms of where we finish. I want to see better football. I want to see a better understanding of what the system is. But I couldn't tell you where United finish next season. I know it's so early. You haven't seen any signings or whatnot. But yeah, right now, I'm going to be tempering my expectation next season. I'm not going to be doing a mad one. You know, like last year, remember, 3rd. I said 3rd this year.
So I said some stuff as well.
Talk about that. But that's really we all just want United to do better. So we all like, all right, cool. Let's try and see.
Well, the 3rd was a madness, though, man.
No. In our defense, because I said it, and I said that's what I demand from the manager.
That's what I said. That's what I said as well. But you know,
that's different to your expectation than it is to your demand.
Yeah, of course.
So I was with you on that. Mine was a demand on that because I felt a manager in his first season with the money that he's been allowed to spend should be challenging for the league properly and not just be there and thereabouts. Not doing an Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Challenging for the league properly all the way to the end. And he was I knew he was never going to do it, but that's because I demand so much. I ain't gonna allow him to lower my standards. So he was right in what you said. But I'm with you. I literally have no expectations or any hope. I don't really have much hope for this club, really. I don't think we're going to do much. I think we're going to lose a couple of players that we shouldn't be losing. If we sell a Manu. The only issue is, and the reason why I would be pissed off if we sold a Garnacho and Bruno or Garnacho and Manu, is I don't trust the club to bring players in of quality to replace them because we never replaced Anthony Sancho and Rashford. So what are we going to do? And they might be doing what Ashley's saying, just bring in the kids in early and just play them, or spend 2 million, 5 million on a player because it's cheaper to do that and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Ratcliffe's going around saying we've got the squad available to the manager is that of a mid-table club anyway. So their expectations is to be a mid-table club, I believe, for the next 5-10 years.
I don't think he says it like that, though. I think he's saying as in this team is not good enough. Like this is the team's just bad.
But he's lying though, because he's saying that the squad available to him. Out of the top 6 earners, the only 2 that's not, I think, is Anthony and Rashford, or maybe even Sancho. Yeah. That's because he fucking loaned them all out. So the other Bruno's there, Maguire's available, Casemiro's available. So
he recognises that you've got to pay big money to get up there. He's not saying, "Oh, we're going to try and do it without, paying big wages." He's saying, you need to kind of pay big wages to get up there, to be up there. So he's, for some level, that points to him going and buying the odd big player.
But he said that they're not going to do that. He's contradicting himself because he knows fuck all about football. He's saying we're not going to get Mbappe. We need to get the next Mbappe. All right.
Yeah, Martin Shaw, bloody hell.
Yeah, that's right. It is the next season for me. It's all about like what we do in the window. I think will be key into where I think we'll finish in the league. It's all about the recruitment. All about it.
Is this a real quote, man? We will now need some crowdfunding.
Hey, listen, I'll chip in. I'm not even.
United fans give it.
I'll chip in, bro. I'm happy with that.
Oh, them man, listen, you stop acting,
they
bro.
Get more United fans.
Cough up for me. Give me 40 million. I'll be happy.
40. Stop it. You take 25 right now.
I'll take 25. I'll take 25.
I'll take 25.
25, yeah? That means we got, what's that, a loss? Is that a loss? A big loss?
It's a loss anyway. You do care. Right off. It's a write-off.
But it's a bigger loss if he comes back. If he comes back, it's a bigger loss, bro.
Yes, exactly.
I'd rather take the 25.
Be pleased the girl left you, man. Oh, she took some of my stuff. Hey, it is what it is, man. Charge it to the game and keep it stepping.
But she looks good in them jeans, though, Flawless.
Yeah. Like, I know, charge it to the game. Oh, she took some of my hoodies. She took some of my hoodies. She took the TV. Hey, you know what? Let it go. Charge it to the game. Let it go. Huge
Yeah,
loss, but who cares? Like that's
I
on
don't
the
care
last
how many
thing
what losses we make, man. I go shit, bro.
Yeah, man.
I swear down,
It's
man. This
it's
season,
a,
I'm
it's,
just like, yo, you man
it's
pay
a
up.
what it's a plus because like we're moving him on. That's the main part. We need to all
Yeah,
these
facts.
players gotta go.
Our squad. Imagine our squad here without Casemiro, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony. It's gonna be a madness, to think that all these players were bought in the last 3 years, and they're all gone.
I don't know why you said Casemiro, bro, because he's going nowhere.
Bro, I'm just saying if United were to sell them, that's a big dressing room. Ericsson as well, Lindelof. It's a big hole in the dressing room that's going. Not that he's done anything for us because obviously we've shown that we've failed, but that's a big if that can happen, maybe Onana as well with Højlund. Maybe I think that's something as well. No, Højlund with Gyökeres, maybe something there as well. So
yeah, because if that does happen and those players leave and that big gap is there in the side, they have to sign players. They've got to just not forget like quantity wise. We can't go into a season with 14 senior players or 15 senior players. Like you can't you gotta get fans on side. So it's like go and sign some players, and then of course quality then there relies because our squad is short anyway. When you think about it, like we still ain't replaced Sancho. Didn't replace Rashford. Didn't replace Anthony.
No. So
that's 3 players just off rip right there. Central midfielders we have like Bruno's not really a central midfielder. It's Ericsson gonna leave. Let's say Casemiro leaves, just hypothetically. It's simply Agate is the only senior central midfielder we have because Bruno's really a 10/8. I don't know what Bruno is, and Collie has just come through the academy.
Yeah.
Sure. It's only really centre backs where you say, all right, we're actually stacked with some form of just depth.
Yeah.
Everywhere else,
even then we're losing 2 centre backs, aren't we? So.
Oh yeah, because Lindelof's leaving and Johnny Evans. Lindelof and Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
Big up talks is Onana could leave. Talks are saying that Højlund could leave. So that's even though I'm happy about those 2 potentially leaving, you're short there. In areas you're already short. Do we even have a reliable? Who knows if Bayern is going to stay? Do we even have is he going to be here?
No, probably not.
The thing is, players in every single department are saying they could leave. Garnacho.
Yeah.
Every department you think of. The only ones really is fullback, and there's one that I think we need to move on the most, and that's obviously Delors. But that's the only ones we seem to be keeping. To be honest with you, even Shaw. Obviously, we'll never get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? I know. Talking about him and Mount coming back, and then they'll do 3 minutes and be back out for another 3 months, innit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
100%. He'll be back out again.
You forget we even got them play. I've not thought about Mason Mount for a long time. Not that I want to, but it's like in a team crying out for quality players. And again, I'll say I've never been a massive fan of his. We just don't have reliability in that squad whatsoever.
Facts.
And that goes from fitness all the way to ability. We just don't have reliability in this squad whatsoever. It's a massive lacking attribute within this team. Massive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree with it. When you deep it, it's mad. Euro's back from injury. There's a couple of players that are back from injury. You know what I'm trying to say. So we'll see. Rashford, if he keeps carrying on the form, then we might see maybe a little bit of a boost in pricing wise. Get it for about maybe 40 million if you can. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Super Archer, last one. We need players to be in sync with the press, and we have to recover speed in case the defense is infiltrating. Speed and communication. Yeah, got to have a balance. Super Arch. I agree. Yeah. Fully agree. So let's see, man. Let's see, guys. Big up to everyone locked in, guys. We are not far away from 500 likes. We're less than 40 away. We're less than 40 away. We're actually 40 away. Just bang on 40 away, guys. So please, if you could do me a favor, hit the like button. We're going to discuss Forest tomorrow on the Straight Jacket podcast. We'll discuss more in depth about the season, Premier League season tomorrow. Straight Jacket podcast. You know what I mean? So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 5:30 tomorrow, people. Big up to the lads, man. Ash, it's been a pleasure, man. Good to be back. And hoping this time next Sunday, we're beating Man City, because I think we are. City next Sunday.
Nah, you know what? You're good with this as well, Saeed. I've noticed that when you get that the vibe, do you know what I mean? You read it well, so hopefully we'll see. We gotta get through Forest first, though. Do you know what I mean? The one thing we got to say about Forest is they've had to play extra time, haven't they? So
Yeah,
you know, they might not have the legs for it on Tuesday. They're just coming off the back of extra time yesterday. So
true.
We're hopeful of that one, but
True.
who knows? Nah, thanks for having us as always and chatting to the boys. Always a pleasure. Nice to have us all back here again as always. And to the chat, make sure you're hitting those likes. Free content, this boys. Cost you nothing. Do you know what I mean? Saeed's putting out like banging content multiple times a day. Do you know what I mean? It costs you nothing. There's a like button there with a thumbs up somewhere. Just go on it. That it's massive. So subscribe to me, Ash Meppers, YouTube, and anywhere else on socials and that, and to the rest of the boys. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, defo, man. Defo, 100%, man. Big up to my guy, Double A in the building. Double A, what are you saying?
Yeah, man, good to be back. Obviously, I've been missing a little bit. Same on my channel as well, to be honest with you. But stuff outside in the real world been going on. Split up with my missus. So obviously that takes its toll. Found out she was Radcliffe in, so I had to get rid of her straight away, boys. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you was going to say something serious then. When you said I found out, I thought I was genuinely
Hey, yo, it's not much more. There's not much more serious than that, bro. When she's saying Radcliffe in, do you know what I'm saying? Like I had to.
That is, you know what? That is a reason to break up with her. That I get that, man. That is a reason to break up with her.
Baby mother or not, she was gone. I'm not having any of that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but serious. So yeah, obviously the channel's been lacking, but do go and subscribe to the channel. I have got videos in the pipeline, so just make sure you go and subscribe and help me out. I did go over 1,000. I think that might have literally dipped under a little bit now, under 1,000, just because I've not put any content out for a couple of weeks. But yeah, that I'll be rectifying that. Some good ideas coming in the pipeline as well. Speaking to Saeed about that the other day, so look out for that.
Definitely.
But yeah, big up to Saeed every single time. Like Ash said, you know, we can't speak highly enough of him. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's crazy tier lists or getting a trim on stream, the guy's providing you with the utmost entertainment, and he's not only one of the best YouTubers, but one of the most likable people that I know.
I appreciate it, bro.
In real life, man. I can't say enough about him. So, yeah, make sure you obviously like his, 150k soon come, which is a badness. The progression is beautiful to see. So, big him up every single time. Obviously, my twin, when it suits him, Ash, go and make sure you subscribe to him. Some of the best United vlogs on YouTube as well. And obviously, one of the hardest working people on YouTube, Flawless. Make sure you go over there. Sarcasm City, the best chat on YouTube as well. Always enjoy interacting with you guys, picking up your points, and I bring it into the show. But yeah, man, hopefully United get a win on Tuesday, and I am looking forward to us being back. I just United just pissed me off. I'll be honest with you. That's pretty much the only thing I can say. But yeah, big up to each and every one of you, man.
Facts, 100%, man. Big up to you. And obviously, we're going to redirect to Flawless right now. Sarcasm City to Q&A, is it? Flawless, isn't it?
Yeah. I got big up. First and foremost, big up for having me as always. Appreciate it, Saeed. For real. Like, always good being on the show. Great to have Double A back as well. Always good chopping up with Ash. And big up to the chat as well. And yeah, run up the likes on here because we should be at 500 likes. I don't know how many of you that are watching, but we should be over 500 likes. So make sure you run up the likes. And subscribe to Saeed. Yeah, Q&A coming up, so that'll be quick. And then I got the United Liverpool podcast with Beijing Reds TV. Shout out to Barnes and Pop. So they're hearing their thoughts on this whole Trent situation, which is going to be interesting. So I know them two ain't going to be too happy about it. So it's like, all right, cool. Let's see what they've got to say. Because the conversation's been great to see. Even though Liverpool going to win the league, the way they went out, they got beat in the final. But the Newcastle going out to PSG has put a dampener on it, which I love to see. Thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, there you go, man. Big up to you lot as well. You know what I'm saying? Big up the mods in the chat as well, man. You know what I'm trying to say? Big up Alien Tenor, man. My guy, Alien Tenor. It's been a while since we've seen each other, man. So big up to you, man. And like I said, Eid Mubarak to everyone celebrating Mother's Day as well. You know what I mean? And hopefully you enjoy your rest of the evening on a Sunday night. Take care, guys. And we'll see you on Sarcasm City TV. Peace.